Hello and good evening to everybody. This is my second video in the channel. Um, I would just like to welcome you to join as I am sitting in my balcony, and I was just thinking that I would give you a tour as I mentioned um, what I do in this balcony with respect to breeding discus fishes. Okay, so without further ado, let's go right in. So okay, this is red Rafflesia discus pair. Um, these are Malaysian, and as you can as you can see, um, probably in a few minutes I'll be covering all the fish tanks here and the breeding pairs. You will find out that it's kind of breeding season right now. A lot of these fishes are laying eggs and doing their breeding stuff. Yeah, so this one is the red Rafflesia pair. As you can see, they are nurturing their eggs. This is day 2. An ideal time for me to ensure that the pH in the water is somewhere between 6.5 to 7. And here is my checkerboard and Marlboro pair. These guys laid eggs 4-5 days ago, but then all of them became unfertilized, so I had to remove most of them, and then whatever was left over, they ate it up themselves. This is another imported Indonesian ghost discus. Now these guys are with me for more than a month now. 2 days ago they had their eggs laid out in the cone. 80% of the eggs look like as if they are going to turn into wrigglers, because I was able to see the sacs forming inside of the eggs. But then today morning when I woke up, I woke up with this shock of seeing just the empty cone. So I have done a water change today. Hopefully they will repeat the process in probably in another 3-4 days, because that's been the flow basically for the last one month, or ever since I have brought them home. They have been trying to lay eggs, and eggs have been becoming unfertilized, or they were just ending up having only 1 or 2 of them fertilize and become wrigglers, and then probably after 2-3 days the wrigglers were gone. So in another 3-4 days they would lay eggs, and just this is how it's been going on all these days. So I'm guessing that in another 3-4 days they would lay another batch of eggs. Over here I have the yellow and the white butterfly pair, and these guys have laid their eggs on the tank. As you can see, some of them are already turning or in the process of becoming wrigglers. Very few of them went unfertilized, which got eaten. I'm hoping that there will at least be somewhere between 20 to 25 wrigglers. So this is what I have been saying that I am seeing repeated egg laying behavior in the last 1 month. And then this is wild curipera, where you see this is day 2 again, just like the red rafflesia in the back. I still don't see the eggs become really brown, or maybe they are in the process, but so far so good. Just a matter of a day or two to see if they have all successfully fertilized or not. I know the water is not, I won't say not clean, but apparently you can see a lot of algae at the bottom. And over here as well. That's because these tanks are situated exactly next to the window. I wish I could change the algae, but then during this particular time where the eggs are becoming wrigglers and all that, I wouldn't generally change the water chemistry. Moving on, we have the yellow rafflesia and the leopard. These guys gave birth to these beautiful babies like a month ago. They have already become big and the babies are free swimming, and it's time for me to move them to the grow out tank, which is this, which we will cover in a bit. So yeah, there we go. These guys are all pretty much active. They have started to eat the Tetra crisps that I generally give in addition to the brine shrimp that I make. The next one is the blue diamond pair. These are Indonesian blue diamond pair. Everything that you see here is a proven pair. So when I bought it from the seller, these guys did have some wrigglers along with them which came in to my house, but then after I moved them into my new home, sadly they ate the wrigglers, apparently because of the change and all that. But yeah, things are starting to kick in, and I do see them going near the cone and like kind of nibbling and cleaning it. So that's what is happening. You see, there is almost a life starting to kick in almost every tank. So this has got babies in it. This, we are very close. Probably tomorrow I should be seeing wrigglers wriggling more actively. Over here, I think it's just a matter of 2 days, if all goes well. These guys will again, as I said, start the process in like another 3-4 days. The only pair that I'm really not confident is the red rafflesia, because this is like probably, I'm not exaggerating, this could probably be the 20th time that they have laid eggs, and they have still not made it. But as I said, I'm not too focused on or driven towards they being able to lay eggs and make babies. Let them take their own sweet time, and let's just enjoy this journey and the process. Let's cover the fry tank. Right now, if you see, there is a lot of babies below the sponge, and maybe some over here as well. They're all still a little afraid because I used to have a lot of babies that grew as juvenile discuses that I had moved to a different place, which I was talking earlier. in my first video. Now that the population has reduced drastically, they are just feeling a little scared maybe and are constantly hiding below the sponge. But I'm hoping that once I add these guys into the fry tank, they are gonna become more comfortable and there's gonna be a lot of engagement in this tank, I'm sure. But yeah, before I forget, those babies that you just saw over there are the babies of the checkerboard and Marlboro. This happened like probably 2 months ago. So yeah, that's about it as of now at this moment. That's happening in my balcony where I've got this big grow out tank and the red rafflesia pair that's trying to make babies. These guys are already pro, it's just that their last attempt was unsuccessful. These guys are catching up. At first, none of these eggs were fertilized. The second time they did it, half of them were fertilized, but then still they went ahead and ate it all up. The previous time they tried it, 90% of them did fertilize, but for some reason, which I'm still trying to understand or wrap my head around, is why would they eat when 90% of the eggs were actually becoming brown and showing up the sac inside. And yeah, again, red rafflesia leopard, their babies are really good to be moved out from their parents. These guys are engaging in more spawning behavior, and not to forget the curiperas and the yellow white. So all well, I'm more than just a happy discus fish keeper right now. It's just things happening. A lot of positive things are happening at the moment, to which I'm really grateful. So probably in the upcoming next 2 videos, I will still want to discuss more about this setup, this journey, how it all started, and then I would want to take you to my official space where I'm trying to transfer all these little babies as they become juvenile discus. I want to tell you and talk about, talk in terms of where I am managing to grow them up and stuff like that. So really looking forward, and you guys take care. Have a good one. God bless.